Hi guys, and welcome to our Japanese garden escape. For those who are new to the channel, I'm Teresa and I'm so excited to take you on our very first autumn color garden tour today. On this garden tour today, I'm going to be focusing mainly on the Japanese maples, which are the main part of all the color we get in the garden. And I'll be starting right here. So this maple especially, I find it so fascinating. This one is a maple that is green during the summer. And look at the color it turns into in autumn, into this bright red. This is so beautiful. Right next to it, we have one that is also green in summer and turns into this beautiful mix of yellow and orange at that time of the year. This is so nice. This one here is just a very small one, just temporarily planted here. And this one is also, you see, turning red and has a little bit of orange and yellow down there. And the one back here, that's interesting to see because here you see there's more shade. So there's not that much color yet. It's still yellow. That's usually the first stage of the color. And up here it turns into this beautiful red and orange as well. Now let's continue down into the garden, and whilst we're walking I will tell you a bit about the kind of dilemma we had this year with when to film this autumn garden tour. So it's different every year. I'm trying to walk backwards without falling here. Going past this maple, also very beautiful, normally green in summer, and now you see this beautiful yellow. I love this one, this is really nice. Now, so obviously the autumn color is different every year, and when it happens is different every year. It purely depends on the weather. So this year we're actually quite late with the autumn color. We have the end of October now, and the autumn color has really just started, or maybe about a week or 10 days ago. So let's walk down there. And this dilemma we're having with this garden tourist was the question on when we're going to film it, because this year we have some maples that are in full color like you've just seen, and others that are actually still green or just getting the first touch of color. So we were saying, okay, if we wait for all maples to be colored, the first ones may be dropping their leaves already, and this is why we decided to call this video Autumn Garden Tour Part 1, and we will most likely be filming a second part when all the other maples are in color as well. Now let's walk over to the bridge area and the right hand side of the garden, because this is where we have most of our color at the moment. You see this one here is normally orange, that one is still green, so we'll have to wait for this one. And before we walk over the bridge, I wanted to show you the Fuji cherry that we pruned in one of the last videos. Look at this beautiful color. It is absolutely amazing. I really love it. I don't think it's ever been so beautiful. This orange and slight yellow. Really a stunning color, and everything is really evenly colored. And on the ground here, you see the red leaves that are falling from the plum. This is so beautiful. We like having in autumn, you know, some leaves on the grounds that are colored, and not just clean everything up all the time. It's so beautiful just to have a bit of, you know, color also on the ground. Sunlight is so nice shining onto these leaves. Right, then let's walk across to the other side of the garden, where we have really absolutely stunning color this year. So last year we had the autumn color in the entire garden at the same time. That was also pretty amazing, and this year it's different, so it's like half-half. So, but let's start with the maples here. You see they are also green in summer, and they turn into this beautiful yellow. So they start with the very bright yellow color, and now they are getting to a more like yellow orangey stage, and they will then turn, it depends on the weather, either they turn more orange or they will turn from this color they have now brown before the leaves start to drop. That's so beautiful. It gives such a nice accent to the garden. Now let's keep walking over the bridge. and to this area here. And I'll get started with this one. This maple, this dissector maple, this is also one we pruned in one of the videos during the summer. And this one actually is during the year red or green, depending on how the weather is, normally more red. And it was actually like that until literally 2 days ago, and it just turned orange. So sometimes this happens really fast, that the autumn color just starts, and it's really beautiful and perfect that it fits now with this garden tour, so you can see the color. It will probably turn even more orange. It was really, last year it was a totally bright orange, so maybe on the next one then you can see the final color of this one here. Then we have this one. This is called a fern leaf maple, by the way, and you see this one is also normally green and has this absolutely beautiful red with a little bit of orange in there. It's so nice now in the sunlight to see all this color. The colors pop so nicely in the sunlight. Then back here I saw also this one was also green until about 2 days ago, and is now turning into more like a reddish orange color. So, and you see not so much, you see where there's too much shade, it takes a bit longer, like down here it's still green or greenish, and they will get color a little later. So autumn is such a beautiful time of the year when nature provides this canvas of color, and everything is kind of starting to calm down after the summer. So this is really, really nice. The climate here, the weather here, we usually get quite warm autumns these days. It was not always like that, starting with September with a lot of sunshine and warm temperatures. And then we also get days where it's just overcast. So especially then I find everything feels really calm and like kind of a getting ready for winter feeling, which is also really, really nice. The next maple I want to show you is this one here. This one is also a maple that is green in summer. We pruned that one as well in one of the videos. And now you see also just recently it got the autumn color with this beautiful red. The next one here is this one. This one actually was the first one here to have color. So this one was red, you can still see it here a little bit, when all the other maples were still totally green. That's really interesting. And you see, but this one has already gone too far, so for the autumn time, so it's already starting to drop the leaves. And then we have this one at the pond. This is also green during the summer and has now this very beautiful yellow color. This was a few days ago, it was bright yellow, and now it's turning into the orangey, soon probably brownish color as well. So now we will not continue towards this side, towards the Zen area there, because the maples, you will see I start walking, they are still green because this area is shaded out a lot. So you see there's not a lot happening. It's really those here at the moment that are in full sun most of the day that have the color at this time. Now I thought I will be walking back towards the other side of the garden and show you a few maples that are like half colored at the moment. You can also see it's kind of getting obvious which plants are evergreen plants. So when we designed the garden, we try to pay a lot of attention how the winter picture of the garden looks. That means we try to place evergreen plants in a good balance to deciduous trees that lose their leaves in winter, so that also the winter picture looks really nice without having the feeling there's like a hole in the garden because there are no plants, because you can only see the naked branch structure. Ooh, got a maple leaf on me. I also want to show you this maple there actually, and I think from here it's a good position to see. That one there, that's an interesting one, and we still are scratching our heads about this one. So when we looked at this maple in the shop, it only had the leaves that are still green, so on either side of that maple. And somehow we thought maybe it got confused when it was delivered, because as you can see in the middle there's actually a different type of maple. It's the fern maple growing out in the middle, which has the red color. So here you can see a close-up of the maple with the the maple that we thought all of it was. So a Japanese, normal Japanese maple type that is still green. And then we have here the fern leaf maple that has already turned red like the other one on the other side I showed you. So yeah, that's really interesting. So we're again pretty sure that when we looked at it in the shop, it didn't have two different types because it's obvious that they're different leaves. Maybe this got confused when it got delivered, but anyway, it's a beautiful maple and we love it very much, like we do all plants. Here also I wanted to show you the Japanese bloodgrass. So this is slowly starting to turn brown, and I usually leave it over the winter and cut that one in spring. But now it still has these red tips. This is where the name comes from, hence it's called Japanese bloodgrass. And also this maple here, you see this is starting to get color. So this was still green until a couple of days ago, and now slowly it's getting shades of yellow and a bit of orange. Okay, then let's walk down in the garden on the other side, again past the Fuji cherry, through the rhododendron. So you see they stay green, of course, all year long. And oh, here maybe one look, you see this is the metasequoia tree. This one is a deciduous tree, and it's starting to drop the leaves as well, or needles, and but they are very soft. It's really nice to touch. And you see they turn a little bit to like a brownish yellow before they fall off. And this maple is also a very beautiful one. It was one of the first ones I think we planted. And you see here it's still green because it has more shade. And this area there, especially the branch up there that is gets most of the sun, is starting to turn in color. I'm gonna walk through there. So we'll on the second tour. So hopefully this one will be in full color. I cannot guarantee it for that, however, because sometimes it happens that some maples do not get color at all. It all depends on the weather, and they just drop their leaves. So now let's walk over to this one here. This one doesn't really change the color. This is red all year long. It's still the same. And then we have, this is the only maple here, the large one. That is a Norway maple. So this one is the only maple that is not a Japanese maple we have in the garden. And you see also this one looking up there is starting to get a different color. So these leaves now, this one is going to green and then to like yellow brownish. And normally this one is red during the summer. And then we have this one here. This is the biggest maple we have. And this one is also, I'll walk you guys around so you can see on the side where it gets sun. It is starting to get the color. You see here in this beautiful, turning from green to this beautiful orange, red and yellow. And then actually whilst we're here, so we're going to be turning around, and this is also something I want to show you. They are the Japanese spindle bushes. The name comes from the, if you look at the branch structure, they have these little bitses here. You see all the way around, and this is where the name comes from. And you see how bright red they turn. So normally also green during the summer, and they produce these fruit, these red and orange ones, and they have been red for quite a while, the leaves. Okay guys, so this was the first part of our autumn tour. I hope you enjoyed it. We will definitely keep you updated with all the color that is happening. Also make sure you check out our Instagram. And now please enjoy a few more shots of this beautiful color in the garden. Thanks for watching guys. See you next time. Bye.